Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Speak Up Sal. We're back with some more. I've got something important today. I had the inspiration to do this today because of Chris and a video I watched. So here we are doing it. I want to apologize that it's been a little bit since I've uploaded. I know it hasn't been crazy long, a little bit more than a week, a little bit out of order with how I wanted to do this. And I'm sorry I didn't get it done sooner. Yeah, I recorded an episode with Chris and something was up with my setup and it didn't come out to quality. So we delayed starting his podcast a little bit. I delayed uploading anything else while I figured it out. I also got some new additions to my setup that will be here this week. I got an audio interface. I got an extra microphone. I'm going to try and use the XLR microphone that I got that doesn't really seem to work too well for what I'm doing. And I did some research on other softwares to do this through. Right now, I use OBS, which is the same software that I streamed on Twitch on. And it does a great job and it does a wonderful job for syncing my video and audio. But in terms of capability of capturing audio at the best quality, I don't know if OBS is my best choice. So I'm going to do my best to upload once or twice a week for the next couple weeks while I learn more. But here we are, 11 o'clock this Tuesday, the 20th, and it's had a long day. And I still really want to do this. I'm just going to stick to the way I know how to do it for now until I can learn more. I don't want to let that hold me back anymore. So hopefully you get one more out of me this week. I have some things planned to record for the weekend. And I had a couple things planned for the past like about 10 days since I haven't uploaded. And they fell through. No hard feelings to the people I'm doing them with. I fell through a couple times. So did they. Our schedules are different. We're all adults. We live our own lives. So, if I can't think of anything to do with myself and I'm planning on doing it with other people and it doesn't happen, it's going to hold up my upload schedule. That's okay. That's no one else's fault but my own. So, without further ado, okay, I watched a video today from, let me tell you who. I don't want to stand here and just be like, I had a video. This was super important, super helpful in my life. And I would like to find the author of this video. Got it right here. An upload from June 17th called How to Succeed in the New Moon. And this person's name is Nicholas Ashbaugh. Ashbaugh, Ashbaughh. Nicholas, spell it. Right here. Here you go. This is him. So he posts, which seems to be very frequently, and talked about how well, he did a past, present, and future, which I want to do, and it was one of his weekly readings. I'm going to pull it up just so I can. How to Thrive in the New Moon. So I won't spoil anything in his video. I don't want to copy anything from his, but basically, I watched this video from this guy, Nicholas. Thank you. Incredible job. Chris, thanks for sending it to me. It was super prevalent and it was super important and kind of helped me like keep my day going well. I had a long day today, 8:30 to 8:30, worked 12 hours. Came home, did a couple things, and once I got ready for bed, decided to sit down and do this and just see where it takes me. This is what I was inspired to do. And I think I'm going to try and do this every week or every other week so that it helps me. I do it anyway. Now, why not do it in the form of a podcast or YouTube video or anything? And also, there's a whole extra benefit from dedicating myself to doing this. Not only do I get to sit down and take time with spirit and focus on the past, present, and future, I get to that, which in turn helps my emotional and physical well-being, but in turn also helps me have a day where I force myself to produce content or I hold myself accountable. Shouldn't say force, but gets me to sit down here, gets me to do it. I do these things anyway, so now I'm going to do it for you. I'm going to do it with you and for myself, but for you to learn what it's like to have these things as part of your life and how to receive the benefits of diving into the unknown and letting spirit kind of guide you. So that's where we're going to go today. I put down a little prayer in my notes that I've used a few times. So I'm going to pull this up. So oracle cards and tarot cards have a lot of use. From what I've learned here recently is that tarot is very good at answering specific questions of any kind. And oracle cards are very good for asking advice in like a specific but pretty large scale of what to do next, how to gain some knowledge, how to gain some wisdom, and how to, you know, be guided by spirit, what you need to hear, make your life better. So that's the goal. I'm going to pull this up here in a second. All right. Okay. Higher power, give me the wisdom and understanding as I look into your word, to see your sovereignty at work and grant me joy, love, and thankfulness, as I remember the past, follow you in the present, and anticipate my future with you. That is what I ask my cards when I do that specifically. So basically, I've put that into existence. I've asked what I need of spirit, and I've put my intention out there. A lot of the times it's not really called a prayer like I'm typically used to in modern day church or Catholicism, but an intention about like your mindset, you know, what you're intending to learn from your experience or advice from spirit. So that's why it gets a little more specific than something like prayer, I would say, in my personal life. Not like a fact, or that's not. I'm back. Basically, if you're watching this, you don't know what happened. I stopped recording for a second. As I'm sitting here shuffling my cards, 3 lay out on the floor. And under each 3, or like next to one, so I could see 4, I got 6 cards. So 6 cards is what we're looking at tonight. And the order that they fell in for me was unquestionable. Like, I couldn't deny the way that these cards fell to me. That's just how it was. I'm sorry I didn't get it, but I thought I just made a mess. It looked like for a second it was half my deck. So clearly, the 6 cards that I needed are here today. So I'm going to show you all of them, then elaborate a little bit on all of them. So, and I haven't read it. I know a lot of these cards. I haven't read anything correctly. So right here on this side, you have my past. Straddling worlds, wandering between realms. Okay, this is my past. The present, I love this one. I've been getting this a ton, is Moon Maidens. This is New Beginnings. That's actually the tattoo that I have right here is the Moon Maiden, or Wan Yin, the Buddhist goddess. So I'll get into that another time. I want to do an episode specifically on that. So, in the future is Garden of Venus, rest and renewal. So the 3 that fell upright that I could see clearly in left to right order, how I asked for past, present, and future, that's the order they fell in. And above the cards, but face down, are the 3 cards I just showed you, which I would consider a spiritual guidance, is number 4, the caterpillar, opportunity. Right? My spiritual guidance is opportunity. And then off to the side, in a lot less relation to the rest of the cards, not because of what they were face down, is Sky Dancers and Fortune's Wheel. So typically when extra cards come out and are shown after my intent, I would consider them a spiritual guidance. So here today, I have a past, present, and future with 3 specific, 1 very strong. Now the caterpillar, the middle one, definitely giving off strong energy to me. I have 3 spiritual guidance along with these requested questions, my intentions gained from spirit. So let's get to it. Let's get to the reading that I'm, as you already know, just decent at best. Here we go. The first time I've ever like stopped a recording, and this felt like I had to, like, just what was laid in front of me, I just had to sit there and take it in for a second and look at the cards and figure out what I already know about them before I start to read. So here we go. So just for reference, we are also using the Shaman Stream Oracle deck. Again, same one I did in my first video about these cards. So deck. And for my past, here's what we got. Straddling worlds, wandering in between realms. And I can already feel its relevance. Straddling worlds, being comfortable in two states, wandering between realms, reinvention. When the Straddling Worlds card shows up, it's an invitation to get used to living with one foot in your old world and one foot in the new. There is no going back to the way things once were and what will not yet fully be here. You must find the delicate balance that can bring you delight as you relish the past and all your memories, along with awe as you glimpse the astonishing and exciting future. Do not wait for applause. Move on quietly, humbly, visible to others. This card brings an invitation to begin not only a new chapter, but a new book in your life. Do not break the news to anyone. Let people be as surprised as you reinvent yourself. Make sure you are not just a slightly improved and more polished version of a dated and obsolete you. Birth yourself into someone original. Do not feel like you have to explain yourself to be understood by anyone. Become a mystery even to yourself. Gaze into the mirror one morning and be pleasantly surprised. Straddling Worlds invites you to become a true wizard, not one who performs magic tricks, but one who has mastered the dance between the visible and the invisible worlds. Between the realm of form and formlessness, you are the birther of new ideas, of original and sustainable ways of being in the world. Wow. Without getting too into it, I feel like if you're somebody who knows me, the first part of this card just hits home. It's definitely in the past. And I love how the second half of this card, its description, refers to the future and where I'm at in the present, like where my life is going. It's not just about the negatives. Love that about a lot of this because it puts positivity into your mind on things that you might be struggling with processing. When it says, there is no going back to the way things once were, and what will be is not yet fully here. Must find the delicate balance that can bring you delight as you relish the past and all your memories, along with awe as you glimpse into the astonishing and exciting future. Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful card. Enough said on that one. Moon Maiden, number 41. Let me get there. So this card has been, of all the cards, definitely of all that I've drawn, the most prevalent in my entire life. The Moon Maiden has been real for the past 3 years. So Moon Maiden New Beginnings, 41. I mean, I can assume that you already know what it is about, but clearly you see a woman in a dress, touch the moon, just as you do on my left arm. That's why I got it. All right, Moon Maiden, new ideas, beginnings, curiosity. Moon Maiden arrives to offer you a new beginning, a new facet of yourself that is aching to be shown to the world. Those qualities that you have been quietly cultivating are ready for the limelight. The secrecy was important, for it protected your new face and kept what was precious close to your heart. But now it is time to come forward in full splendor. Announce the new you to yourself first. Reveal it slowly to the world like the waxing moon. Allow others to be surprised by how mature and grown up this side of you is. Now it's time to set yourself free. The Moon Maiden belongs only to herself, and she is summoning the parts of you that challenge convention, refuse to be intimidated, and that cannot be tamed or put inside a golden cave. The Moon Maiden invites you to shine with your own light, to have radiant curiosity, to ask anyone who offers you a mouthful of dogma. Why do you believe this is so? Question everything others assume is a given, and do not collude with the drama around you. Become an unpredictable being, yet an eminently reliable friend. The Moon Maiden invites you to answer only to yourself and reminds you that you are not anyone's property. Be true to your soul's calling, even as some around you in a relationship or job want to capture your light inside a bottle. You know how to rise to the occasion just as unfailingly as the moon does. When the time comes, you return to darkness and become enshrouded in mystery until ready to return. Future, Garden of Venus, Rest and Renewal. I really like that this is in the future. This is actually not a card that I've ever gotten before. And not to say anything I know or I know anything about numerology, but my past is 52 and my present is 25. A lot of times that you see a connection between numbers, it can resemble a uh, stronger field of existence in your mind, body, and soul. I don't take it too much account. I don't say that it's a tell-all, but I do look at it and try and notice it when I can. We get there. Hope you can't hear this chair in my podcast. I need my desk chair. I have to go get Future 25, Garden of Venus, the place of all is well, rest and renewal, self-acceptance. When the Garden of Venus appears, you are invited, actually summoned to return to the pleasure garden of love. It is time to leave the field of battle, put your sword away. There is nothing you need to defend anymore. Step through the gate into the garden of earthly delights, back in the joy of wishful thinking. Whoops. Back into the joy of wishful trees and the scent of healing flowers. You have returned home. You are weary, and it is time to rest deeply and be renewed. Go into this sacred garden alone, as there is no need for another to be present to experience pleasures. Really stop looking for the other. Enter by yourself. Allow your senses to intoxicate you. Leave all thought behind. Lose your analytical mind and return to your body. In the Garden of Venus, there is still a pond that shows you your reflection when you stoop down to drink. Who is that staring back at you? Look at who you have become. Rinse your face with these healing waters and practice deep acceptance. Love who you have turned into with all imperfections and blemishes. Goddess Venus holds a mirror that allows you to see yourself in all of your flawed beauty. Do not become caught in its spell. After a quick glance, take the mirror with you and return to the battlefield, that you may reveal to others who they are becoming. And you will no longer have use for yourself. Wow. That is a future that I look towards. That is definitely something that I struggle with in my past and present. And I hope that if I stay on this path, which I know I will, and I know it will help, I'll be there sooner rather. So that's huge. That's awesome. That's beautiful. Exactly what I needed to hear today. 12-hour workday, a rough week. Saturday, I had a pretty rough night, had a panic attack, and thought I was, I thought I was losing. I thought I was going to have to go to the hospital. Hasn't been like that in a long time. So when I feel I need this, it is clear. It speaks to me. My health declines, mental and physical. So glad I'm sitting down and doing it. And do my best to cut out all the sips of water I take. If I forget one, this is my apology. All right. So in terms of the additional guidance, spiritual guidance, at Caterpillar, card number 4. Moon Maiden's 41. This is 4. The other card I got, Sky Dancers, is 48. So again, common reoccurrence of 4s. A thought. Oops. Caterpillar. Transformation, opportunity, independence from conditioned responses. Energy of Caterpillar appears, heralding a time of transformation and opportunity. Here you are being asked to revise your dreams. If it looks and smells familiar, step away from it for the time being. The new cannot emerge from the old, and the youthful and vital cannot emerge from the aged and sickly. Experiment and surprise yourself with what rises for you in this moment. Caterpillar is an invitation to test out a new strategy to get different, better results. Remember that the definition of lunacy is continuing with the same thinking and behavior, hoping for different outcomes. It's time to break away from the habitual responses. Surprise yourself and startle others, eliciting a smile or frown or look of awe from those around you. Do not wait for an invitation from life to practice a bit of outrageousness or for permission to do the unexpected. Any other response right now will lead to the more lead to more of the same and no real change. Sometimes the most original response is no response whatsoever. Stand stock still, staring steadily into the eyes of the players in your drama, avoiding engagement until the moment is right. Caterpillar invites you to witness the story unfolding, knowing that deciding on the timing of your actions is essential as finding the best move to make. And when you do act, let there be no doubt in anyone's mind of your determination, power you unleash. I just had a talk with Chris about this last night, how I had a really good opportunity. I needed to make moves on this podcast and his podcast. And I ordered new parts, and I ordered like a partially new setup that I can work with. And I did a bunch of research, and very glad I pulled the trigger. That's opportunity, confirming a lot of what is said. Especially with the similarity and sameness in Straddling Worlds and Caterpillar, I feel like both of the cards say, hey, here's an opportunity for change. Here's how you can grow. Choose not to do the same. Choose not to hold on to the past. So again, great advice. That was definitely the spiritual guidance that I felt most importance from. The other two, being off to the side, that's just kind of what my feeling was. All three of these, this one I just read and the next two were face down. So I really had no say where I put them. I just put them. 23, Fortune's Wheel, Luck and Right Timing. I don't feel like I have to read this card fully just because I've gotten it so many times. Luck and Right Timing, is taking this opportunity here and now to do the things I want to do and to strive to be better than I was before, basically. We'll check it just in case. I can read some of the keywords if I find a little sentence of it that I find important. Bear with you. Fortune's Wheel comes unannounced. Notice the early signs, the coincidental encounters, and the seemingly magical and synchronous events that herald its arrival. That call, that email, that invitation, that chance encounter was no accident. They all were choreographed by Fortune. Do not wait any longer. Carpe diem. Recall your boldest and noblest longing, and invite it into your life. This invitation was all that is required. So yeah, backing up a lot of how I feel like I'm on the right path and I'm making these right decisions, taking these opportunities. It's not just an opportunity because it's not just there for shits and giggles, for lack of better terms. It's there because it's meant to be there. So I stepped away from this podcast for about a week. Not like I gave it up, but I didn't do it for a week and I didn't feel too good. There's a lot of things that I didn't do well last week that affected me Saturday when I had that panic attack, when I was just experiencing overwhelming anxiety and guilt, and my heart rate was through the roof. So clearly, this is the path I'm supposed to be on, and I have these opportunities that I'm supposed to take. And when I stride from that, when I settle for being my older self, and someone that I'm not anymore, it affects my physical and mental well-being. It's just evidence in life right here, right now. It helps me believe that this is true. So, and that this is the guidance I need. One more sip of water before I get to it. Like I sound a little raspy tonight. I spent 12 hours on court yelling and coaching and just doing my thing. Here, but I already did. All right. Last one. Almost like I've gotten this on the pod before. 48, Sky Dancers, Surrender. About surrender to the unknown, Follow that opportunity, follow that path that you're on, even though it may not be a certain one. So, and again, another 4. The occurrence of 4s, 2s, a little bit 5s, That's excellent stuff to see. A 3 and a 1, which adds to 4, but I don't want to start nerding out on my accounting degree. So, Sky Dancers. Liberation from attachment, surrender. When a Sky Dancer appears, she is inviting you to welcome your deepest power to the feminine into your life. You have already overanalyzed your situation to exhaustion, and now is the time to invite the sacred feminine, the wisdom within your heart, no matter your gender, to guide you to your success. Don't even have to go any further. But the part about this that I like, I wrote this in my journal too. It says, the sky dancers know the maps of heaven and the way to the holiest and most sacred spaces on earth. They come to help you with your current life and, even more important, guide you to the realization of your own divinity. So, before I get into anything else, just give you all a little preview. I will eventually have a setup for something like this where I can change my camera angle and go in between them. But for now, we're working with what we have. Part of what the tarot reading that Chris did for us last night. It's just work within the budget. Do what we got to do right now so that we can get to the people that we need to get to. So, then for my spiritual guidance, I just showed you my past, present, and future. Sorry. Is Caterpillar first, is definitely the most significant. And then these two, the Fortune's Wheel and Sky Dancers, kind of really confirming all the other 4 cards. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you stuck around and listened, even if this is not your thing. If this is not your thing and you don't like podcasts and you're not into Oracle cards and you listen to this point, I have gratitude to you forever. And I hope that eventually this touches you. And even if it just helps you think about it a little bit more, you don't have to do anything about it. But if I can kind of show people the path that I'm on, maybe I'll help someone. Even if it's not for you, if an episode of watching it helps me, makes you feel better, then cool. So I know I feel better, especially after the rough weekend I had. And just a long work week too. That alone is hard on the mind and body. So, love what I do. It was a great week at work, but it was a lot of hours. So, I definitely needed to take better care of my mind and my body and my soul that last week. I'm glad I learned this week as opposed to later in the summer. So, the rest of the summer, these next 12 weeks, I hope this is something I can do more than once. I hope this is something that reaches a couple people, and I'm even more motivated to do it every week as opposed to every other 2 weeks or every 2 weeks or whatever. So, yeah. So, gonna be continuing to grind on this. Gonna just keep pushing, keep working. Episode 10, Joe Rogan's only at 2,000 right now, so I got some catching up to do. But I really hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I did. I hope just hearing me talk again made your day a little bit better, because every time you listen, it makes my day a little better. So thank you, Spirit. Thank you, audience. Thank you to everybody in my life that helped me get on this path and gave me all these opportunities. Much love to y'all. I hope you enjoyed episode 10 of Speak Up Sal, and until next time, peace.